I saw this narcissist test online and I was like, you know what? I would like to know if I'm a narcissist, so let's figure it out.
Scotty's gotta know. He's gotta know. He's gotta know. So please tell Scotty.
I overshot that. I was trying to shoot my chair into the frame and sit in the chair and then like be in frame, but I went a little too far. Anyways, what's up, guys? How you doing? I'm a little frazzled today. I've been like really like mentally trying to figure myself out, and I actually scheduled a telehealth appointment with a psychiatrist because I would like to start a SSRI again. I was thinking about trying some Zoloft for my OCD and my general anxiety and my depression, because I have these thoughts that I just can't escape. You know, I'm waiting for the doctor's appointment. It's not till 9:30 p.m. So it's something that I would like to like pick up and start tomorrow. Like when I have an idea, I'm like, I need to take care of the idea like immediately, as fast as I possibly can. Otherwise, it is something that will just linger in my brain. So I'm going to talk to a doctor today about that. And I think the OCD is like one of the hugest parts of my anxiety, because I can never let go of thoughts. Once they pop into my head, then I snowball them into like bigger, worser things. Worser is not a word, but you know what I'm saying. After, you know, I made that appointment, I've just been sitting here and I was like, all right, well, I'm kind of like waiting around, and I wanted to look up like these like mental health tests and stuff like that. And I found a website called IDR Labs. Apparently there was a lot of people doing these tests a while back. So I was looking at it and there's these tests, and I want to know, this one stuck out to me, the whole narcissism test. I don't think I'm narcissist at all. I think I'm the opposite. I'm like an empath, where I'm like upset for other people and like all I can think about is other people, versus, you know, the idea of being a narcissist is that you can do no wrong, right? And I feel like I'm a piece of shit all the time, even though I think I'm a pretty good person. Like at the same time, I'm always like so down on myself. So I don't think I'm a narcissist, but I would like to take the narcissist test. So I'm going to do it. This test provides information on narcissistic traits for educational purposes only. I'm so curious because I know that like I've heard the word narcissist thrown around so much recently, like in the past few years, and I just wonder if there's like, is there a treatment for being a narcissist, or is it just like a personality trait, you know? So there's 75 questions. I am comfortable when others are in the spotlight. I don't feel the need to shift focus to myself. That is a heavy agree. I prefer not to be in the spotlight. There is times when I want attention, you know, if I'm in a group setting and I'm trying to tell a joke and no one is like paying attention to me, then I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I want to be heard in this situation. But like for the most part, I do not like being in the spotlight. I frequently find myself involved in others' personal matters. No, disagree. I did that once. I injected myself into a situation that I shouldn't have, and huge mistake. I feel a sense of accomplishment when others acknowledge my viewpoints during discussions. I'm gonna agree with that one pretty heavily. External validation is pretty big for me, honestly. I frequently recognize my own mistakes and readily admit them. Yes, I do that too much. It's like almost like, you know, I'm apologizing for some shit that I like didn't do. I frequently feel a sense of shame when my actions are questioned. Yes, lots of shame. I often find subtle ways to draw attention to myself during conversations. Mostly disagree, because I don't think I do that. My recollections of personal events are often consistent with the accounts of those who were also present. Yeah, I don't think I ever really like exaggerate stories too much or anything like that. I think that most people would agree with what I'm saying, or even say that I'm like underselling it. So consistent. I often catch myself explaining away my mistakes to avoid feeling bad about them. I mean, I feel like everyone's guilty of this, but yeah, I think I definitely try to like justify myself in certain situations. I'm gonna go with like mostly disagree, but I think there is definitely certain occasions where I'm like, hold on, like I wasn't in the wrong here. But I don't know if that's like because I really wasn't in the wrong, or if it's because it's some sort of narcissistic trait that I was like, I wasn't in the wrong. In disagreements, I often find that others eventually realize my point of view was correct all along. No, I think I'm just gonna leave it like middle. I'm not always right, and that's acknowledged in these conversations. So I don't think it's like often that people are like, oh, you know what, you're right. But yeah, no, I mean, it happens. Let's go middle. I have a knack for getting others to do what I want. Fuck that. I'm terrible at getting other people to do what I want. Other people are really good at getting me to do what they want. I consider myself a people pleaser. So should I strong disagree or little disagree? Little disagree. I can encourage someone to do something that I want, I guess. If I pay them, if I ask someone to do a job for me, I'll be like, I'll pay you to do this. I'm not good at it though. In close relationships, I often find ways to gain advantages that benefit me. No, more of a step stool than I'm not the person climbing on the ladder. I'm usually the ladder I have been better at that in the past, maybe. I rarely find myself seeking validation or approval from others in social situations. I'm going to disagree there. I do like validation and approval, but not like to an extreme extent. People often accuse me of being insensitive even when I don't see a problem with my behavior. Disagree. Too sensitive. People consider me too sensitive. I usually find it easy to form close, trusting relationships with others. Friends sometimes tell me that I pry into their business. I like to know things. I like to ask, what were you up to last night? No, most people are not like I'm prying into their business, but we'll go middle. My memories of past experiences often contain details that others say didn't happen. Disagree, but not like super disagree. I'm sure like some of my retellings of past things might have a detail that I made up in my head. I don't know. Friends often tell me that I have a way of making even mundane stories sound extraordinary. No, I'm the boring guy. I can often feel comfortable relying on others for emotional support. Nope. I like to keep myself reserved. I'm in my own head all the time. Probably should talk to people more often. I notice people frequently look to me for guidance in group settings, even outside of work. That's true. I feel like people do look to me for advice and help occasionally. Not all the time. I'm not like a leader type character, but I think I might be like second in command in like certain situations. So we'll go with kind of agree. I believe that as long as I say the right things, my actions are less important. What? False. I can easily empathize with my friends' feelings and perspectives. Big agree. I often put others' needs before my own, even if it means I don't get what I want. Oh yeah. And that one comes around to bite you in the ass. I respect others' privacy and rarely intrude on their affairs. Agree. Sometimes I can be a little curious and be like, hey, what's going on? But I don't see my ideas as particularly exceptional. I'm going to go with middle there. I think that I do have some great ideas sometimes. Am I answering these questions right? When I share stories about my life, I notice that people are usually captivated by what I say. The way I tell stories is not very entertaining, so no. I sometimes struggle with my feelings of insecurity despite receiving attention from loved ones. Strong agree. I rarely find myself denying things that are obviously true to protect my feelings. I don't deny things that are true to protect my feelings. I don't do that. I often find that my actions speak differently than my words. Mostly disagree. There's definitely times that I'll like say I'm going to do something and I don't do it, but not very often. Hearing about others' success stories often makes me question if they truly deserve it. Disagree. I think very much like when I see someone succeeding, even if I don't think they might not deserve it or something like that, I don't think that there is any way for me to determine who is deserving of success, especially with the way that like a career in social media works. It's consistency, work, and then a lot of luck. So like anyone can have success, and I think pretty much everyone deserves success. So when I see someone else successful, I'm never like, I can't believe that they're so successful and I'm not. So I would say mostly disagree. I can easily convince people to support my plans even if they initially disagree. I'll stay middle on that. I can be a little bit persuasive, but I'm not like super good at getting people to do what I want. I rarely try to influence others to work to achieve my personal goals. Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't like manipulate people into doing things for me so that I can succeed and they can't. In relationships, I often feel a deep need for reassurance and validation. Yeah, not like super strong agree, but definitely agree. I do like validation in a relationship. I rarely feel upset when others succeed in areas where I have not. I do get a little bit upset when other people succeed in areas that I would like to succeed in. Not like upset, but I do get jealous, I'm like, I could be doing that, but I'm not. What's wrong with me? Like, I don't get upset at them. I get upset at myself. When faced with criticism, I am more inclined to explain my perspective than to feel remorse. Ooh, I do both. I'm going to leave it on middle. I occasionally wonder why others receive recognition for their achievements. No? If someone achieves something, why would they not get recognition? I am genuinely happy for others' accomplishments, even if I haven't achieved the same. Agree, but not super strong agree. Because like I said earlier, I do get jealous if it's someone who's like doing something similar to me. Say there's a social media influencer who went the route of the musician and is really successful. I'm happy for them. I'm stoked for them, but I'm like a tiny bit jealous. Never to the point of like, I can't believe that they achieved this and I didn't though. So no, yeah, I agree. I'm happy for others' accomplishments. I'm not like, fuck that person. People I trust often acknowledge that my judgment is better than theirs. Yeah, a lot of times, I think. I don't know what that means. I feel irritated when I don't receive the recognition I deserve. Mostly disagree. No, middle. Let's keep it in the middle. No, let's go there. I do get irritated when the recognition I deserve is not received. I get a little bit pissy and be like, oh my God, you don't appreciate me. When someone criticizes me, I quickly find faults in them to shift the focus. Disagree. I make like a huge point of not doing that because I hate when people do it to me. I hate when I like call out behavior that I am not a fan of, and then someone says like, well, you blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm bringing up something that bothers me. You don't have to like now list off your 20 things that you don't like about me. Those close to me often point out that I can be wrong just like anyone else. No one ever really needs to point that out to me. I'll be the first to admit it. I rarely feel that my presence significantly impacts social gatherings. I agree. This is a common occurrence, like when Jack and I are talking about like going to a birthday party or any party. Like, you think they'll notice if we don't go? And like this is mostly me. Like, a lot of people are like, where's Jack? Whenever I show up and she doesn't go, like, they're definitely gonna notice that she's not there. But like, I am always like, there's like a select few people, like my close friends, like Todd will call me and be like, where the fuck are you? But like, for the most part, if it's a large social gathering, I'm like, no one's gonna miss me here. When helping others, I keep track of how they might help me in the future. I definitely think about that. I think, hopefully if I help this person out, they'll get me back sometime down the line, but I don't really expect it. So I guess I'll go in the middle there. I don't like think of like how they might repay me. I just think, being a nice person, maybe they'll be nice to me in the future. I often find myself justifying my actions to others rather than feeling guilty about them. No, I'm a big sorry guy. I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to, sort of. I'm not going to be like, well, listen, I did it for this reason and you shouldn't feel bad and I shouldn't feel bad about doing it. I'm very quick to apologize. Winning debates and discussions with friends or family is not particularly important to me. Agree. I find it challenging to fully trust even close friends with personal information. That's a strong disagree. I think that my close friends, I pretty much will tell anything that's going on in my life. So prioritize saying the right things over ensuring my actions align with my statements. No, that's a disagree. This is about like making empty promises. I might accidentally make an empty promise here and there, but I don't prioritize that. I definitely always have the intention of doing what I say I'm going to do. So I'm going to strong disagree with that. I find myself choosing friends who can offer me some form of benefit. I'm going to go with a minor agree here. I mean, I have a lot of friends that drain the life out of me. I'm just kidding. But throughout my life, I definitely have I don't like hanging out with people. I don't like hanging out and sitting on a couch and just chatting. And that's a problem that I have with always feeling like I need to be busy. So a lot of my friends in my life have been kind of related to work. They're like work friends, and that's what I would consider in a lot of senses. There's not too many people that I would just hang out. There's honestly not anyone that I would really just hang out with. I feel like I'm talking about myself in a way that's making me look bad, which is also related to one of the questions that they asked me. Are your actions aligned with the words that you say about you? I find it hard to accept when things don't go the way I expected. Agree. That's a mental illness I have. I think it's part of my OCD. It's like this, there's a plan in my head and it doesn't go that way. Then I'm like, what's going on? I experience feelings of frustration when someone else gets something I want. Depends. I'm used to not getting what I want. That's life. You don't get what you want. So little disagree. I rarely feel upset when others fail to meet my expectations. I'm going to keep that one in the middle. I don't expect people to meet my expectations. So I think I'm depressed. I've been told that I often remember things in a way that makes me look better. I haven't been told that, but I think that's probably true. I probably remember things in ways that I look a little bit better than I actually do. So no, I'll do minor disagree.
How you gonna ever feel better if you keep it all locked up deep in your heart?
Other people are frequently to blame when something happens that makes me feel bad. Disagree. I blame myself for everything. Whatever issue that I'm having, I find a way to blame myself for it instead of whoever did the thing that bothered me, because I'm like, well, I put myself in the situation that I could be bothered.
You can tell me what you're going through, and I'll be here, I'm not losing you. So just tell me what you're feeling. You won't scare me with your demons, I've been there too. So what's stay up with you?
When my plans are disrupted, I often feel that others are being unfair to me. No, I don't feel that I never feel that others are being unfair to me. I feel like life is unfair, and you just don't always get what you want. I'm going to go with disagree. But not full disagree. I'm going to go here because it's, yes, the unfair thing is, yeah, finish. Narcissistic tendencies test. Here's my results. Superiority seeking is 30%. Wow. Let me make this bigger. There we go. It's a little bigger. Superiority seeking, 30%. Shamelessness, amorality. So I have a little bit of shamelessness in me. Wow, 15%. Entitlement and frustration, 50%. I see this, I'm a little bit entitled. I get a little frustrated. And like I said, I think that's like a mental illness thing where I'm like, I feel like this should go my way. Why isn't it going my way? Life sucks. Confabulation, non-integration. I don't know what that means. Confabulation sounds like making stuff up. 10%. Verbal rationalization, 15%. So I will try to explain myself. I think that's what that is talking about. Contractual relationships, 60%. Yeah. Okay. So I think that relationships should be a give and take, and we should each be getting something out of a relationship. Whereas I guess this test wanted me to answer with everything and say, no, people should just be friends for no reason. But that's not how I feel. Grandiosity and self-importance is at 35%. I feel like I am the most insignificant human on earth, but that's 35%. Okay, I got some grandiosity. Exploitativeness. I will exploit you. Yes, I do use nice photos of my girlfriend at the end of my Snapchats as clickbait so I get more views. But she knows about it, and it's basically what's mine is hers, so we're making money together with that exploitation. That's pretty much the only exploitation that I do. I don't know about that. Exploitativeness being 25%. I don't exploit people. Lack of empathy, 0%. Crushing it on the empathy scale. I'm empathetic, baby. Attention seeking, 25%. Give me attention, but only a quarter of it. Need for infallibility. What is infallibility? Quality of being infallible. The inability to be wrong. Oh my God. I have a 60% need to not be wrong. That's surprising. I thought that I was literally like, no, it's cool if I'm wrong. What? This doesn't match up with the way I was answering these questions. I must have answered something wrong. Wait a minute. If I'm arguing with the results, then I need to not be wrong. It's all adding up to the 60% right here. Envy and resentment, 30%. Okay, I get a little envious, a little resentful of people who are a little more successful than me in the same areas that I'm trying to be successful. Sure, I'll take it. Lack of boundaries, 30%. All right, I'm done chiming in with my thoughts or advice on situations. 10% defensive externalization. I'm not going to try to understand that. I'm a little bit defensive in an argument, but most of the time I'm accepting my wrongs and apologizing, I think. 60% insecure attachment. That's my need for validation, feeling insecure about myself and not being super confident. That, yeah, I'm pretty insecure, and I like to be told, hey, you're doing a good job. Total narcissism, 30%. I'm 30% narcissist. Your narcissistic tendencies are low. Well, thank God I'm not 100% narcissist. Oh, there's explanations down here. Oh! Thanks for watching, guys. And you know what? We learned something today. We learned that I am not a narcissist. Or at least I'm 70% not a narcissist. 30% narcissist, 70% not. That's good enough for me. We figured it out. Scotty didn't know, and now Scotty knows. Peace out, everyone.
Scotty wants to know. He wants to know. So